Matt Bernie, you're taking a look at the $150,000 guaranteed late pick five sequence, guaranteed payout for one winning ticket, at least 150 grand on United Nations Saturday. The sequence is races 9 through 13. Again, the minimum bet 50 cents. You can also play it over on DRF Bets. And I'm going to take a look at this sequence using DRF Ticketmaker, and it's a beautiful thing. You go into drfticketmaker.com, punch in your plays. If you have a DRF Bets account, you just click Bet Now, and it puts it all in for you. You don't have to go punch in tickets. So would really recommend you do that with any kind of a multi-race sequence. Let's dive into it. Race number 9 at Monmouth, mile and 16th on the turf course. The Grade 3 Eatontown. These are for fillies and mares. Elysia's World for Chad is going to take a lot of beating in here. She has a lot of back class, but I've never been a big fan of hers. And I'm kind of approaching this play. There are other races that I think some favorites are pretty tough. I'm approaching this play as if, you know what, I want to try to get that $150,000 guaranteed single ticket winner. I'll take a shot. I'm going to throw her out entirely. I'm only going to use 2 horses in here, both of them A's. The 3 Lift Up, the 4 Dream a While. Dream a While for Chad. She makes a lot of sense. She has the highest last out buyer in the field with the 93. She ran 3rd behind Proctor's Legend on leave in the Distaff Turf Mile down at Churchill most recently. She's got a bunch of back races that are good enough to win in a race like this. The 3 Lift Up is a little bit more intriguing to me for Michael Dickinson. I believe Dan Illman made this horse his best bet on out of the gate this week. You can find that over on video.drf.com or the Daily Racing Forms YouTube channel. I love the way that she finished in that Miss Liberty most recently. That was at Monmouth at a mile and 16th. You know the turf course at Monmouth, not a problem for her. She was all bottled up, and the way that she flew home, she came home in 28:51. To me, she is very interesting, and perhaps she offers a little bit of value in here. So I'm going to start off this pick 5 sequence with only 2 A's, the 3 and the 4. The 3 Lift Up, and the 4 is Dream a While. Let's move on to race number 10. It's another stakes race. It's the Lady's Secret, a mile and 16th on the main track. This is a race where, again, if a favorite wins in here, the single ticket payout's probably going to be a little bit difficult because the number 2 Divine Miss Gray for Danny Gargan, sure, she's trying 2 turns on dirt for the first time in her career, but from a figure and class standpoint, she absolutely lays over this field. She's 5-2 on the morning line. I'm guessing you're going to be looking at 3-5 when it's all said and done. She is a lone A for me. I think she is very, very difficult if she can handle the 2 turns. If for some reason she cannot, I want to have a little bit of a backup with the number 5 Total Control going out for Brian Lynch. She's a little bit slow on paper as far as buyers are concerned, but Timeform US, they actually rate her quite nice in a race like this, and she's not too far behind Divine Miss Gray if you believe the Timeform rating as opposed to the buyers. The distance isn't going to be an issue for her. She's successfully handled 2 turns in the past. She's coming into this race on the heels of a big effort at Parks most recently, and on winners 2 other than. She won by almost 4 lengths in there. Paco retains the mount. Again, I don't think she's a likely win candidate because I think Divine Miss Gray is strictly the horse to beat. But if for some reason she can't handle the 2 turns on dirt, I want to back up with the B, the number 5, Total Control. So 2-5 for me in the 10th at Monmouth. Race number 11 is the big one. It's the Grade 1 United Nations. We've already got a full in-depth stakes preview over on video.drf.com as well as the Daily Racing Forms YouTube channel. Again, this is a race where I think I want to take a little bit of a stand here. I understand I'm using one of the morning line favorite as an A, the horse that I actually picked in the race, Money Multiplier, the number 5. But I also think Wungo Algo could be a little bit, he just doesn't get any sort of respect. It seems like he shows up and runs his race more often than not. And I think he's going to be forwardly placed in here, a position which he was unable to establish in the Manhattan most recently. Prior to that, he had 6 consecutive triple-digit buyers. He could be loose on the front end, and if he gets out there and is lonely, boy, he can make everybody else pay. Those are going to be my 2 A's in here, and the 2 B's that I'm going to use are the 3 and the 4. The 3 is Profiteer. The 4 is Kurlov. I prefer Kurlov a little bit more than Profiteer, so I suppose I probably could have made Profiteer a C as opposed to making him a B. But I looked at it and said they both dead heated most recently at Belmont Park. The 3rd place finisher, Highland Sky, came back to win with a 103 buyer. So class-wise, they stack up quite well in here. Look, this is a race where you can go a few different ways, but I just kind of looked at it and said, you know what, I got to trim it up somehow, somewhere. I'll go with 2 A's in here, those being the 2 and the 5, and 2 B's in here, the 3 and the 4. Let's move on to race number 12. Not quite of the stakes caliber. We're looking at $25,000 claimers. Now winners of 3 lifetime is the condition. I'm going to go 3 deep in here. The number 3 horse, Candy Asset, trying dirt for the first time, or fast dirt anyway, going 2 turns off of the claim for Shea Stewart, excuse me. This is the kind of horse that I look at and say, you know what, if you can handle the dirt, sure, you're interesting, but I'm not entirely convinced that that's going to be the case. And also, when you look at the distance, 6 furlongs, I think you're having a lot thrown at this horse. I'm going to go with a B. The 5 for me is a lone A, Lucky 6. I think this horse could be the controlling speed in here. Was in for a waiver tag most recently. I think there's a scenario where this horse just breaks, makes the top, and doesn't look back. Second off the layoff. I also think it's worth noting that most recent start came on a sloppy sealed racing surface. I think this horse does much better on a fast main track. That is my lone A in this spot. I'll also use the 8 in here. Do you want a Salsa? Coming off the claim for Kelly Breen. This is a horse that's done some good things on fast dirt going shorter in the past. Draw a line through the wet track efforts, draw a line through the route races at Tampa. This horse is a little bit intriguing to me as a backup. So again, two B's and one A. The B's, the number 3 Candy Asset going out for Shea Stewart. The number 8, Do You Want a Salsa, going out for Kelly Breen. And the only A for me in this spot is the number 5, Lucky 6, going out for Anthony Margata Jr. as well as Trevor McCarthy. Let's move on to the nightcap. Hopefully, we are still alive at this point. Race number 13. These are $7,500 claimers. They are beaten claimers. I'm going to use 4 horses in here, 2 A's, 2 B's. The A's for me are going to be the 3 and the 4. The 3 is Righteous. The 4 is Distorted Admiral. Of the 2, I prefer Distorted Admiral a little bit more. Bruce Levine is 2 for 2 thus far at the Monmouth Park meeting. I don't think the distance is going to be an issue for this horse. And really, coming off a little bit of a layoff, claimed from Steve Asmussen, never an easy thing to move a horse up off of Asmussen, but I like the fact this horse has a little bit of versatility. Righteous, he makes a lot of sense based on that nice big blowout score most recently, breaking his maiden in for 10, going 2 turns for the first time. And the backups for me are going to be the 2 and the 5. The 2 is Skipper Dancer. This is a horse that highest last out buyer in the field, or co-highest anyway, along with the number 5 up to 11. They each earned 55 buyers. They both have the co-highest last out time Form US ratings with 79s. They make sense in here, but again, if I'm trying to just sort of split things up a little bit, I wanted to make them B's. So the 2 A's for me in the nightcap, the 3 and the 4, and the 2 B's are the 2 and the 5. It's a fun sequence. It's highlighted by the Grade 1 United Nations. We'll find out. Chad has 4 of the 9 in there. I would imagine he's probably going to get this thing done with one of them. We'll find out who it ends up being. The first race of this $150,000 guaranteed 50-cent single ticket pick 5 sequence is race number 9. The sequence is races 9 through 13. Scheduled post time for race number 9. The Grade 3 Eatontown is 4:55 Eastern. Best of luck.